Hey guys, Phoenix here with another video today. This time on Phoenix Talks. This is the first official episode of Phoenix Talks where I talk to you about my personal opinions and viewpoints on certain subjects. So today we got Halo 4, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Now, Halo 4 came out last November, and it was the most recent Halo title. It still is, besides Spartan Assault. I think that's what it's called. Didn't play that game. It wasn't that great. It was the most recent first-person shooter. It takes place after the events of Halo 3, and it was the next big game after Halo Reach, because I don't really count Combat Evolved because Anniversary, because it's just streaming. So we're talking about the good and bad and the ugly about this game. So let's hop right into it. Starting off with the good. Let's knock out all the good stuff first. Quite a few things here. First off is the campaign. I feel like the campaign was pretty solid campaign for Halo. I think it was much better than Halo Reach. Sorry. Continuing with Master Chief. This campaign we start to get into the humanity of Master Chief. You know, he's talking in the levels, he's having his own viewpoints on everything, and he's really trying to survive by himself as Cortana, because Cortana's dying. And we introduce a lot of more new things into the campaign, such as the Prometheans. That's another good thing about this game. It gave us more exposure to the Forerunners rather than just we're fighting Sentinels, because those guys really didn't do anything. We had like our own classes of enemies. We had like the Covenant, we had the Knights, the Watchers, the Crawlers, and then they had like those turret things if you want to count those. And then there was the Didact. They had their own leader. So I think the incorporation of the Prometheans was pretty good. Multiplayer in general was pretty decent. I liked it for quite a bit until I started playing COD, and then it just half the time to play it wasn't as good, I think, but it's still pretty fun. I'll play it here and there. So there's a few good things about multiplayer. I like the customizable loadouts. I like being able to choose your weapon. Instead of just like in Halo Reach, just the assault rifle was pretty lousy. I would like my own stuff, and then if I had DMR, then it would be Slayer DMRs, and everybody had DMR, and I'd be like, wow, I just liked my own own weapon, because then everybody can go their own way. The maps were pretty good. They were pretty big. They were pretty new feeling to them. The whole graphics were pretty amazing, and the maps were really nice and well played. Vehicles, new vehicles. We got the Mantis. This thing was pretty beast. It was like a walking mech suit with the cannon and the rocket launcher, and it was a pretty cool vehicle. And other than that, I don't think we have any new vehicles, but one thing is that the Scorpion shoots really slow. Don't like that. Weapons, we got Promethean weapons. This is pretty nice. So now instead of just having like the regular human or Covenant, we're adding a third party to the mix, and they each got their own cool stuff, and then they got that disintegration thing, and it's pretty nice. Another thing that's pretty cool is the game modes. We got Ricochet, that was pretty nice. Dominion is pretty cool. Regicide, all great maps, great game modes, very unique, liked all of them, so good job on the game modes. And then Spartan Ops was a nice addition to the campaign, and that was pretty nice to go through. Next up on the bad. On the bad, we got no elites. This is really, really bad for machinimators. That's what you call it. That's what they're called. No elites, so you're stuck as Spartans the whole thing. Grr. I didn't like the perks and the loadouts. Kind of not really Halo-ish. It's a little too diverse. Halo, that usually everything's pretty equal, so I didn't really like that. It was lacking some vehicles. They took out the Revenant, which I felt was a pretty good balancer, and then the flying vehicle, the flying human vehicle. They should have kept something or made a new one. And then they didn't have any Promethean vehicles. I mean, you got all this Promethean stuff, but no vehicles. That's kind of bad. And then the Flood is, I didn't like how you can't like edit your own thing. It's cool and all, but you can't have a lot of settings with that. And then the Covenant Presence wasn't really explained in the campaign unless you did Spartan Ops and then gave you a little more, so that's pretty bad. Now onto the ugly Forge. This is garbage. There's no zoom in, there's no fine editing mode, all the stuff looks human, and there's like no place to forge. Every place is out of Battlefield. It's pretty crappy. And the color scheme of everything. So like the humans are bright blue and red. It's really like if you play Haven on that one side, you're like gonna go blind because everything's just bright. Like Halo, dark colors, and it seemed more realistic, and I like that. Theater mode was kind of garbage too. There wasn't theater for campaign or Spartan Ops, so kind of limited yourself with what you got. And then there was some other little quirky things with theater, so not the greatest. It wasn't really a big jump, so to speak. You know, we had Halo Reach. That was an amazing game, in my opinion. Great for machinima making, multiplayer and everything. And then they took a break and like they made Combat Evolved, and so they are having more and more time on Halo 4, and they can do all this stuff. And then they didn't wait till the 720 or like the Xbox One, so they pushed it to the limits, and it just wasn't as impressive. Like there weren't a whole lot of new things. And then I think it was trying to be a little more like COD with the perks and the sprint. It wasn't exactly Halo. So Halo needs to be Halo, COD needs to be COD, and they need to be their own thing. So overall, if I give it a 1 out of 10, I'd give it a 6. So yeah, that's the good and bad and the ugly for Halo 4. This is me, Phoenix out.